Good morning, church. My name is Baron Brock. I'm one of the guys in the school of ministry, and I'm super excited to be doing one of the morning devotionals with you guys. We're going to be in Luke 1:26 through 28. I'm going to be reading out of the New King James Version, so if you want to turn there with me, go ahead and do that. To give you a quick preface about what's going on in Luke, this is one of the Gospels. Luke actually wrote this Gospel specifically to a guy named Theophilus. We see that in the opening of the book. And he also includes a lot of extra details about John the Baptist and his story and how he's conceived and the miracles that are going on there. In verse 26, we then begin to pivot to a new story. It says, "Now in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth." So the 6th month is actually in reference to the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy. She's the one who's going to have John the Baptist. And we see that Gabriel is now going to be sent to Nazareth at that time period. Gabriel had talked to Zacharias. He was one of the chief priests, and he would be John the Baptist's father. And now we see that Gabriel is a returning character, and he's going to be sent to this Galilean town, a place called Nazareth. So what is Nazareth? Where is Nazareth? So Nazareth is kind of like a backwater country bumpkin way out there town. It's up in the north of what then would have been kind of Judea and where all the Jews operated. You actually had Samaria in between Jerusalem, and then Galilee was up here, and Nazareth was kind of on that border with Samaria. And a lot of the Jews down south didn't really have a ton of respect for people up north in Galilee. You kind of almost you could almost think of it kind of how we today might poke fun at like rednecks or something like that. In verse 27, to a virgin, so this is who Gabriel's going to see in Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph of the house of David, and that virgin's name was Mary. So Gabriel is going to meet this woman, Mary. She's a virgin. She's engaged to this guy named Joseph. He happens to be related to King David. That's what it means when it says from the house of David. And Mary, if we want to look at her a little bit, she's probably young. Tradition would suggest maybe late teens or maybe early 20s, but probably more like mid to late teens. And from a worldly perspective, there's nothing really special about her. She's kind of in this nowhere place, not up to a whole lot, and she's a younger person, so not like this influential person with a lot of respect. But Gabriel's about to go inform her of a huge development in God's plan, and that's going to be the birth of the Messiah. Christ is going to come from Mary. So I might begin to look at myself in the story a little bit as well. So I live in Gainesville, Georgia, and it's nothing special. You could probably joke there's a bunch of rednecks that live up here too. And we're kind of also, Gainesville is actually north of Atlanta. And in comparison, Atlanta is the bigger, better city, kind of like Jerusalem. And you had Galilee, and then you have the Sea of Galilee, and with Gainesville, we have a lake up here too. So very similar kind of place. So I don't live anywhere special. I'm not anyone of any importance. I don't have a special education. I'm a younger guy. I'm not a huge influential person. There's no big special task that I'm doing. Very similar to Mary, I'm kind of just in a holding phase of my life, right? I'm a younger guy. I'm early on in my marriage, kind of getting settled in my day-to-day life. But I can also see that possibly the Lord is calling me to something bigger. I mean, that's a part of why I'm in something like the school of ministry, and I'm trying to vet out what the Lord is maybe calling me to do, right? And we can also see that the Lord was working in the background, even amidst all of that, right? Like Mary, she's not aware of anything that the Lord's doing or that Gabriel's even coming to see her. And we can kind of see this in more people's lives than just myself. Like maybe you're a stay-at-home wife, right? You're just raising the kids day in and day out, nothing special. Maybe you're a retired person and you're kind of like, man, I don't work anymore. What's my purpose in my day to day, right? I'm not clocking in, making a paycheck. What am I supposed to do now? Or maybe you're a mother with an empty nest. All your kids are gone. The kids are grown and raised, and you're kind of like, what am I doing now, right? I'm not doing anything special or living some special life. That purpose maybe isn't there. Or maybe you're even like me, just a young guy who has no clue what the Lord has planned. Whatever it may be, I want us to see from this brief little section that the Lord is always working, right? He was doing a ton with Gabriel, Zechariah, and Elizabeth and the conception of John the Baptist and what all is going on there. And now he's come into this little town with this little no-name person and, is not up to a ton. And the Lord is ready to call her to do something great for the kingdom. And I really want to share that with you guys. You never know when the Lord might be knocking at your door, ready for you to do something great for the kingdom. It doesn't matter who you are, your background, how you've grown up, what you've done in the past. The Lord might be right at your doorstep, ready to knock at your door. And so we need to be ready for him to call us to whatever that might be. It might be something huge or it might be something small, but that thing is extremely important in the Lord's eyes, right? John the Baptist, while he's not Christ, it's still a big deal that all of that needs to take place and happen so that he can lead the way for Jesus Christ. And so in the same way, we need to be ready at any time for the Lord to knock on our door and call us to what he has us to do. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you guys, and I hope that encouraged you in some way.